He was a very determined and ambitious person. He was a great dad. He wanted to be very present and part of their lives. Forbes, as a person, he was quite cheeky and playful, and he was like that with the kids.
We'd sing Foo Fighters in the car, and I remember all of us were rubbish singers, and Lois would do the drums.
My legs, and he would do the guitar.
I'd do the air guitar and pull crazy faces, and our dad would sing along, and our mum would just be really embarrassed.
And filming us.
And filming us, yeah.
Back in 2013, he had a lump on his foot, and it was diagnosed as an AVM. And they said, look, it will grow. Sorry, just kind of live with it. One day maybe you can get it removed, but that is very complicated. And over the years, it grew bigger and bigger. In December 2017, we went in for a scan and they said it is cancer, it's not an AVM. We were in huge shock. The lump had gone from very small to massive and very, very painful. He had to have 5 weeks of radiation. He had an operation to remove a huge part of his foot. So it was a really, really traumatic experience. From his hospital bed, he'd booked a holiday to Corsica, he'd booked our trip to Disneyland. We enjoyed the summer, but at the end of our trip to Paris and Disneyland, he felt a lump in his leg. The consultant we knew really well at that stage, and he just looked ashen and he said, you know, please sit down. Unfortunately, I've got some really bad news. It's spread into his lungs, and there's nothing we can do about it. It will kill you. Eventually, we told the kids. Their little faces it was just the most horrific conversation I've ever had. And we got worse news that it was progressing much faster than they thought it was. He was just in so much pain that we were, desperately begging the staff to help him. And yeah, when he died, his mum and his brother and myself were all in the room. It made me realise that he had been waiting for us to all be there to go.
After Forbes passed away, Jo instructed us to investigate his care. She wanted to know whether the outcome could have been any different. The hospital admitted fairly early on that actually Forbes' death could have been avoided, and had he been treated a number of years earlier, which was possible, he would have lived with a full life expectancy and would have been here today.
In the early days, Forbes met with Gurpreet. She agreed to take on the case. I feel like I owe it to Forbes to see it through properly for many reasons, but particularly so that no one else goes through the same problem that he did and the same mistake isn't made again.
So when clients come to us, it's not about compensation, it's about getting answers for the treatment they've received and whether it's gone wrong and ultimately whether the outcome could have been different for them. Now that the legal case is concluded, it's amazing to see how Jo, Hugh and Lois have started to rebuild their lives, and I know he pursued the claim just in order to secure their future. We are national charity partners with Maggie's. Maggie's are an incredible charity that provides support to those that have either been diagnosed with cancer or their families.
We offer all kinds of different things for people: psychotherapy, counselling, art therapy, group therapy. You don't have to come here just to have therapy, you can come and just have a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Initially I had weekly one-to-ones, then they became fortnightly, and they were really important. Having somewhere where I could go and talk and someone understood.
Jo's work, it really expresses the way that she feels. You can see the progression. There's a real kind of meaning to her work. Grief and bereavement doesn't go away. It's something that you negotiate as you move through your life. She'll still be grieving for many, many years. It's how you integrate that. I think it's amazing to see where they are now and that they've used the support to get here.
Jo is incredible as a person. I've got to know her over the years really well. She's incredibly stoic, really strong, and she supports Lois and Hugh to be the best that they can be.
my perspective on life has changed hugely. The kids definitely were a great focus. I couldn't stop. They're also a great motivation to keep living life, doing things that I know would make Forbes happy and we wanted to do together. Yeah, like a duty to really live life and to have great experiences and to make the most of life.